Hey, this is Chall and welcome to another video. Now today, I'm going to be going on about today's video, which is going to be a review of a brand new ride that opened at Alton Towers in 2018 that I did myself in the summer, and I'm going to sort of review the experience. So if you're one of those people that doesn't like spoilers, turn this video off now. Give it a like, of course, before you turn it off, and then leave. But if you sort of don't want any spoilers about Wickerman, I know the review's a bit late because most people reviewed it either on the media launch or the public opening day. I wanted to wait until the end of the year before I sort of brought my thoughts out about Wickerman, so I decided to do a review now. So I'm going to start with the queue line experience. Now, but first of all, if you don't like spoilers, give it a like and then turn off. But if you love spoilers and you just want to know what I think to the ride and just judge it for yourself next season when you go and ride it, or the Wickerman Winter, then feel free, go for it. And you'll notice it's a Christmas jumper. I know it's not Christmas anymore, I'm just wearing it because it's fashionable. So we're going to get straight on then and start with the queue line. Now, when I was first walking around the queue line, I loved the queue line experience, the sort of the scrolls and the little wicker theming round the back of the ride. It's a long queue line. Not the queue wasn't exactly long. It was like about an hour, I think, around an hour queue, which isn't bad for a new ride. It was like a really long round the back queue. Loads of bunting. I like the use of bunting around the queue line. You know, the big yellow and red bunting objects. And like the 13 queue, and I think a couple of other queues as well, they've got a nice queue line shot. You know, with those little mini hut stalls like Kiosk Keith or Kiosk Kev from I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here, as these little stalls. They've got one of them. It's like the usual chocolates, things like that. Just a little mini stall like that in the 13 queue line. I think that I haven't seen that open in the 13 queue for a while, so that's very interesting. So once you've sort of finished in the queue line, you go into this building, and that's sort of where you hand over your bags, you hand over your handheld objects. So I put my bag in there, and we sort of wait for our group, because you're going in different batches, you see, because there's a pre-show before the ride. Now, this review is dedicated to everyone in the UK who hasn't been on Wickerman, and everyone around the world who hasn't been on Wickerman. You're going to be underestimated about that pre-show. It is fantastic, and I'm going to go on with that in a couple of minutes. So you just put your baggage in, you get your wristband just to give you a number. So you just say after you've come off the ride, number, what's it? So if I can't remember the number wristband, but say if it was like 23, you say number 23, please. They go for the number 20. This is how the baggage system works. It's great at Alton Towers. Great system. So they go to number 23, you find your stuff, they give it to you back, and you give the wristband back. So, yeah, very good baggage system, and I love how that works at Alton Towers. So then, once you sort of handed your bags in your batches, you're waiting in this, like, a bit like a circular kind of room. It's got like a massive curtain up top, but it's like a massive, like a wooden hut. So you sort of sat there and the room darkens, and then the pre-show starts, and it's literally a projected screen, and it talks about this story. I know there's footage of the pre-show on other YouTube channels, so make sure you go and check out that to see what the screen's all about, but basically it just literally tells you the story of the Wickerman, the Bjornen, the ritual, how many years they've celebrated, you know, presenting the Wickerman with a gift, and that's the riders. And then when the pre-show finishes, you go into the actual station of the ride itself. And I'm not going to go through the entire layout from start to finish, because I can't even remember that. But I'm going to say what I think to the ride as a layout with and without theming, because it's very important to judge a ride from its layout and then judge a ride on if the layout works with theming or without theming, or if the theming works with it or without it. So let's start with the layout. Ignore the theming around the layout. Let's start with the actual layout of a wooden coaster itself. I love it. It's got some very aggressive turns, some brilliant dips, the double dip down into the wicker head. I know so we're going to ignore theming, but the double dip into the wicker head, that created really good airtime moment there. And like I said, the lift tills, the lift tills are a very strange one, because it goes up at one angle, and then it sort of steepens downwards into a different angle up the rest of the lift hill. So I'm thinking that's because of planning concerns. I'm guessing that's why they've done the lift hill like that. And of course, I believe it's a magnetic lift hill, so it sort of reduces noise complaints, because you know you're in an area where you're near the Haunted Hollow, you're kind of near the garden, so you have to treat that area with a little bit of respect. So noise concern was a massive thing when removing the flume and planning this wooden coaster. So that's why they've sort of gone for that silent magnetic lift hill system. And to be fair, actually in the queue line you can actually see a little hut where the chain comes out of, and that's how the chain for the lift hill sort of runs, because you have the chain and it sort of connects to this little motor underneath a single point in the lift hill, and that sort of, it's like a chain link, isn't it? So when one goes round, when it goes round, it will go across into that little lift hill motor, and it will keep going round. So it's like a continuous circuit. So it's very, very clever how you can see the ride operations. For all the geeks out there, if I go to Alton Towers in 2019 to see the Alton Towers dungeon, etc, etc, I'll try and get some geeky shots in the vlog from the Wickerman motor, if I get there in the queue line. So yeah, that was very interesting, but honestly the layout itself is so great. It's a perfect GCI wooden coaster, plenty of brilliant moments, like I said, of airtime. The aggressive turns gives you some force on your sides, and the fact this only has a lap bar really makes you feel weightlessness. In terms of where do you sit best in terms of not feeling force, feeling weightlessness, feeling airtime, I would say that the back row gives you the force, because you're literally being into that little tunnel turn at the start of the lift hill. You're literally going to get thrown down that first drop. You're going to get absolutely heaved down on the back row. I did it sort of midway to sort of get a bit of force and a bit of air time. I haven't done it on the front, I haven't done it on the back, so hopefully if I do go to Alton Towers in 2019, I will try and get a front and a back row ride, and sort of judge it on maybe I'll try and get a mid-row ride as well next year if I do go, sort of feel that again, sort of properly judge it as to, right, even though I feel a bit of force and a bit of air time on the middle, do I feel more force on the front and more air time in the back? That's what you've got to judge with these GCIs. And to be fair, with any coaster, to be fair, you've got to think, right, if I'm sat middle row, you've got to experience a bit of force and a bit of air time, but still a decent amount to give it a good ride experience. If you sit more to the front, you get more air time. If you sit more to the back, you get more force being thrown down the drops. So you've got to sort of judge a coaster experience based on how many force and how many air time, and that judges basically on whereabouts you sit on the ride. So I will try, if I do go to Alton Towers next year, I will try and get a front row ride and a back row ride, as well as maybe another mid row ride. But from my experience this season in the mid row ride, I still got a decent amount of force and a decent bit of air time. So it created a mixed experience between force and air time. So now with the whole layout, which is fantastic, let's put in the theming. Oh my god, it made it so much better. I'm not saying the layout is terrible, I'm saying the theming made it just as good as it already is, because the layout is a decent GCI layout. It will be up there with the top wooden coasters in the world by GCI. It's definitely up there with some of the best. But I sort of experienced it from a theming point of view mainly as well, and the Wickerman structure was amazingly dealt with. When they first said wooden fire, some people were like, oh, is it safe, is it safe? It is so safe. They've done such a good job with this, and it said on the Channel 4 documentary, Wickerman is the ride that brought back the crowds after the Smiler crash, and it was such a shame that the Alton Towers lost money because of that incident and people turned their heads away from Alton Towers. They needed that investment to bring back the crowds, and they have absolutely done that to a T. So congratulations to Alton Towers, because you thoroughly deserve it. They're going for a more actor-based experience new for next year, which I'm kind of excited about as well. It'd be interesting to see what that's like and compare it to the York dungeon, which is the only dungeon I've done. But that'll be interesting. So back to Wickerman. The Wickerman structure was amazingly looked from off-ride and on-ride. I think Now, if you don't know how the Wickerman structure works, if you don't want spoilers on the Wickerman structure, skip forward about 15 seconds, 10-15 seconds. But basically the Wickerman structure has flames on the shoulders, real fireball flames, but they've got like LED screens inside to make it look like fire, and they've even got a water spray inside, which is something that I didn't think they'd pull off. I was expecting, okay, fires on the shoulders, fire screen, projector things inside the structure. I was thinking, there's nothing going to be inside apart from a bit of smoke, like a smoke projector or something. I felt a water spray in my face. It was fantastic. And especially after the break run, when you turn around and you get ready to go back into the station, you get a bit of a dark ride section on a little straight bit of track. You sort of get these like little fire torches exploding off. And you sort of get that feeling of, okay, I'm back in the start of the ritual. I finished the ritual, but you sort of get those dark ride torches, like the fire torches, and it really jumped me a bit. I felt like I was going to jump out of my seat. So yeah, it was fantastic, the whole experience. And then after you sort of go off the ride and you sort of recollect your thoughts, you get your baggage, and then from the baggage area outside, so you sort of go down you turn and you go down a bit of a staircase. There's a baggage area right like a few paces away to the staircase. Then you'll go back through the sort of the area where you get your photos, and you go into the Wickerman shop. Now, I've seen the Wickerman shop. That's where I got my Wickerman ornament and my Wickerman pin badge, and I'll be 1 second. Count it.
One eternity later.
So here they are. This is the Wickerman ornament that I got, and the Wickerman pin badge. I absolutely love these two pieces of merch. I've got my on-ride photo as well. So if you guys ever want to see that, then just comment down below and I'll share it in a future video. But yeah, it is my top coaster, and I'm so sorry for Nemesis, because I didn't think anything could top Nemesis when I first rode it, 2006 or 7, I think it was, when I first rode Nemesis. I loved Nemesis. I didn't think anything could top it. Wickerman topped it. Only just. I'm not being completely offensive or racist to Nemesis, but Wickerman topped it only just because it had that little edge, that little modern edge over Nemesis, and I think Wickerman is my top coaster. Nemesis a close second, a very, very close second, and of course, as you know, if you didn't know already, third place, of course, is the Swarm at Thorpe Park. So I've got 2 B&Ms and my first ever GCI coaster in the top 3. Whether that's going to be topped anytime soon, I don't know. Of course, I'm still yet to do coasters like Icon at Blackpool Pleasure Beach. I'm sure Thorpe Park's going to pull something out of the bag for 2020 for their coaster project 2020. You know, anything could top Wickerman, but I have to experience these things to fully judge whether it tops it or not. I'm still yet to do the Shambhala that everyone's raving on about, so yeah. But yeah, to sort of conclude this video, and a huge announcement, which I'm excited to tell you about. I really, really love Wickerman, and I think it's a fantastic coaster. It's my top coaster, only just like I said, and GCI have done a fantastic job with that. So well done to GCI, and well done to Alton Towers for bringing the crowds back. Now, to end this video, I have to talk about tomorrow's video. Now, this is a big one. It is the official 2019 channel trailer. Now, if you don't know how a channel trailer works, basically it's my way of explaining, okay, I'm Coaster Chall, this is what I'm all about, this is what's coming on the channel in 2019, and trust me, I'm going to give you 2 teasers. A rebrand for a very festive time, and a series brought back from the past. There's 2 clues to leave you with for the rest of the day and before I upload the channel trailer. A series brought back from the past and a festive rebrand, so stay tuned for that. I've wrote the script for my mic work for the trailer. I've got the little ride animations from Six Flags and a bit of Leesburg in there to sort of complement the channel trailer. to put the audio over the top, bit of music in the background here and there, bit of theme parky music. And I cannot wait to show you guys the channel trailer on 31st of December heading into the new year. So thank you very much for watching this video. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe and click the notification bell so you never miss a video. And for now, my name is Coach Chall. Keep living the coast life, my dudes, and I'll see you guys in the next video tomorrow, which is the channel trailer. See you later, guys. Have an awesome day.
Please stand clear. The gates are about to close. Your ride on Colossus is about to begin. Keep your arms inside the train, your feet on the floor, and brace yourselves at all times. Keep your arms inside the train, your feet on the floor, and brace yourselves at all times.